After they saw Jesus working his miracles, lots of the Jews put their faith in him. But there were others who didn't want to believe his message and reported all his activities to his enemies. The head priests and Pharisees moaned, "What are we going to do with this headbanger? If we leave him alone, the whole country will believe what he says. There'll be a richtstouche, and the Romans will put the hames on us all." Then Caiaphas, chief priest for that year, spoke up, saying, "You're all right fools. You know nothing. There's no need for the whole country to perish. Do you no see? It'll suit us better if just one man dies for the sake of the people." In fact, Caiaphas didn't work out this plan by himself. He didn't realize that he was fulfilling a prophecy. That Jesus was to die so that all the children of God would be brought together right around the whole world. About this time, Jesus stopped his preaching in public. He went after the town of Ephraim and stayed there with his disciples. The Jewish Passover was getting near, and many folk had arrived in Jerusalem before the feasting started. They were busy looking for Jesus in the temple, wondering, "What do you think? Will he turn up for the feast?" It's no likely, for the head priests and Pharisees had given out orders to put Jesus in chains, saying, if any person sees Jesus, it must be reported at once. When Jesus had finished all his teaching, he told his disciples, "See the Passover feast? It's going to start in 2 days' time. And I must tell you something. A traitor will turn on me, and I'll be crucified." The disciples stared at each other, flabbergasted at what he said. They whispered amongst themselves, "What's the story? Who would betray the Master? Do you think?" Meanwhile, all the head priests and the elders of the people gathered together in the court of Caiaphas, the chief priest. They laid plans about who they were going to get a hold of Jesus quietly and then kill him. But it can't be done during the feast, they all said. There would be a richtstouche. Then one of the 12 disciples, the one called Judas Iscariot, went to the chief priest Caiaphas and said, "What will you give me if I lead you to Jesus?" They counted out 30 coins. And gave them to Judas. From that time on, he watched out for the best way to betray Jesus.